So greetings. Dr. Thomas here with the channel message tonight. This is Spiritual Wisdom with Dr. Thomas. I haven't shared much about what I do and who I channel over the past year since I've almost been a year since I've started this. But it's about time. So who are we and what do we do? Greetings. He is not yet ready. We want to say where from, but he is not letting. See, what we do is we channel, but he is conscious when we channel. So he is there, almost in like a fighting stance, let's say. When we want to talk, he can hear and filter what we say at times. But as we get going, the filter goes away and he lets us speak. We are Aramis of truth and light. What you call us is not important. What we're here for is what is important. We have been here before, but not in many, many years. Because we come in a path and follow to teach of truth and open up the light that is inside you all. Imagine the truth and the light are together in one and inside your core. And as you open up to that, I see he's connecting the dots. Kryan has been speaking about the onion and peeling back the onion. It is very similar to that. Because what we do is we follow Kryan. They always come first. Now, it can be a different entity and energy in different galaxies and planets, but in this case, it's Kryan. Comes first. To open up and prepare for what is next. We follow up. So as you peel back that onion, you peel back the truth that you've been told. As we channeled him last night, it's not truths. There have been many hidden truths, covered up by lots of, we would say, cow poop. Let's say that. And what needs to happen is you need to wash away the feces to come up with the truth. Because it's been buried for centuries upon centuries upon centuries. For thousands of years, the truths have been buried. But what we are able to do now is reveal the truths, which open up your core and bring out more light in you than ever before. And when the light comes out, the truth is known, you will find that compassion. That is this era that we are now in. So let us go backwards. We first arrived thousands of years ago. for this humanity. And we gave the knowledge to the originals. And it was stored, and pieces of it remain untouched in books hidden on this planet. But what must happen, and must always happen, it is we cannot give you the truth and the answers and then expect you to fulfill your purpose, which is to grow in love, to expand the universe. But that can't happen without your own growth. So we provide truths, which end up being guidance. But what always happens is it gets lost as humanity develops. As the dichotomy of how the life and the human part of this comes forth, what always happens next is power, greed, and the imbalance of life. The goal and what must happen is you must go through that imbalance, as we are calling it, cycle through the thousands of years of learning, sprinkled in with other channelers, healers, prophets, messiahs, whatever you want to call them, knowledge and wisdom, sprinkled in for guidance. Because this is not, as you would think, an overnight thing. To us, it seems like overnight. To you, it's thousands of years and expressions. But there's no time for us. We just watch it develop. And when it does, it does. And when it doesn't, we start over. As it has happened before and on many, many planets. But you survived the love versus war phase. And now you are in the compassion. And it is not easy. Because it requires a shift. We go back to what we taught to the beginners. We taught them this information for this time. We share that information for this time. It is not understood for thousands of years. We don't relay it earlier because it is not until then that this is what must happen. You yourself must become aware and open up a new consciousness inside of you to let that light come out. And when you do, you begin questioning these false truths you've been told, and you begin seeing the truths that you believe that resonate with you. And then all of a sudden, you will get these connections that go back 2,000 plus years to when the Messiah Jesus was around. We'll go back 2,000 years more before then, and before then, to when the early civilizations of this humanity were around, and they go through these books saying the same things. And you'll be like, oh, I believe this, and I don't know why. And then science, archaeology, will let you know you believe it because it's the core truth. And we left it here thousands of years ago. For when this time comes, for when you step into this new consciousness, to when the time comes and you are ready to truly step into truth and light, that you see it isn't new. It's the validation of what you feel is truth. We are here to validate your truth. Open up your light and move humanity forward into this new era. We've shared before, he shared before about this idea. For centuries and decades and years, you've talked about you being created in the likeness and the image of God. What if that statement was true, but buried with the latter cow poop? That's what it is. Do you look like God? No. You cannot describe what God looks like. We cannot even imagine to what the light would be the simplest way to describe what you think of as God looks like. Ah, but you are in the image of God. Do you see what we're saying? When the truth is revealed, you will open up in the light of inside of you, and it will shine bright. Because each one of you, the truth you need to hear, each and every one of you, he's slowing this down for you, is God. You each have a direct line and link to God. But in human form, which is biased in humanity, but unbiased as a God. But you are in this human form, so you can't snap your fingers like Thanos did and poof, things will happen. Because there's biological limits to what you can do. You only know small percentages of what your brain is capable of. You only know a small percentage of what your DNA would tell you. You only know a small percentage of what you, your soul, your spirit, your energy, your whole body is capable of. All the scientists will say that. Do you really think that you had this magnificent body and we wouldn't give you the ability to use it all? You're just not ready yet. But we're getting there. And that is the beauty. Because you have to go through all that you went. Get to the war stage when it's between the war and love, in the era of love. And if love wins out, you move into the compassion. And when you move into compassion, that is when the truth starts to unfold. The validations start to come out. And the light begins to burn bright inside of you, connecting you more so with the God source than ever before. And that is when you will start using more of your cells, of your DNA, of your brain, of your body, of the abilities that you have inside of you. There is a reason why God put in your DNA a code that says in multiple different ancient languages the same thing when the code is discovered. God eternal within the body. God eternal within the body. God is within you. The light source, that soul, that energy, that spark of life in you is God's connection to you. But in order for you to serve your purpose, you must go through all these expressions to create love and life, to expand the universe, further creating love throughout the whole universe. The ever expanding universe where you will, when you're ready, take on the role of what we will call your fathers and mothers and grandmothers, or the galactic beings who seeded the planet, who watch over you, who protected you, who helped you get to this point, who manufactured the body you'll be using and is part of your DNA. It's all part of God. Do not be delusional to that. It's all part of the God source. Just not in the way religion teaches you. Because you have the direct line to God. It's not a single person within a religious sect that has a direct line. It is every person on this planet who has the ability to have a direct line to the source. That is truth. One. When you can accept that truth and understand that at any moment you can reach out to God, you realize God loves you. You will realize God is always there for you. You will realize how special and amazing you are. And also begin to open up more of that light, more of that beauty, more truths. So tonight, we told you who we are, what we do, why we are here. He always had the choice. And we gave him many times to choose different things, but he chose to continue on this path, to let us communicate with him and through him. Because you, while God source connected and God in yourself, always have the choice of humanity to believe what you want, to do what you want, to live as you choose. But to know now, you can live in this beautiful truth and love. Your Artemis of truth and light, we bid you such blessings, love, and Yopanara Shando Yahachi, for your book of wisdom to be opened to the page you needed to be at, so that you receive that which you are needing now to peel back and let that light come through. Hey, someone is watching. Hi, Stacia. uh, there. I was delaying doing that live. Uh, that's who I. That's. Shit. That's who they are. Now, on a postscript, maybe we'll do this another time. In this energy, in this new way, it's not entities and beings standing in front of you, talking to you. No, it's just that connection you have, we all have, with the source, is how the connection happens. All is one and one in time, and there is all together is now. When there is no yesterday or tomorrow, just the now. It is all together in one. That is a misconception many of people have. That there is this being that we stand over someone and talk. That is not what we do. That is what some have done in the past. We ask for free will. We ask if this is the path they want to choose. And then we flow through. Many of the times when like this whole talk, I didn't know exactly how I was going to say it, what I was going to say. There's no, there's no notes. It's all blank piece of paper. Um, there are times where I've said these things before, and there's times where I have no idea I've never even thought of those things. Like half the stuff I said tonight, it's not something I sit down and plan because that's not how it works. It just comes. Um, that's all. Wow, that was longer than I thought it would be too. But it's all there. When I ask them about their name and all this stuff, they say don't worry about it because it's not important. What came out was the truth and light. That was the importance. And then it connected all the dots. And then the epiphanies come. Because when I let it go and I just think, it just comes. Just like a scientist, an inventor. Inventors, they get their epiphanies or aha moments in those moments of, I'll call them, not meditation, but they're in their meditative state when they allow their intuition to take over. They allow that which is around them to take over and give them information to help to connect everything and make it clear. And maybe I'm just rambling and talk right now, but that's all I've got for tonight. It's almost 12:30 on the East Coast time. I got to be up early. All right. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like it, share it, whatever you want to do. But good night.